start to show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game. And what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music. Because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music. Because Mama said is the name of the game. Mama said is the name of the game. And what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music. Because Mama said is the name of the game.
Well, good Monday evening, everybody out there in Southern Fried Podcast land, all of our breadheads and cornbread nation. You made it to Monday evening. Let's rock and roll this thing.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Rob.
I'm Elizabeth.
That's get my thumb right. That's Elizabeth.
That's
and well, where's Dave? Well, you know, I just couldn't get my finger pointed in the right direction here.
All right.
How y'all doing?
I'm pretty good.
Good evening there, Jenny. Well, good. Dave, you doing all right this evening?
I am bone tired. I've been at the hospital all day. Sitting in a lousy chair, waiting on a move that never happened.
You hate it when they do that.
Pretty much summates my day. All the Saturday crapola. I'll leave it at that. I'm not getting on soapbox tonight, but
it's okay. You can.
You can do it.
We'll let you.
Absolutely.
You deserve it, honey.
Taking off of work. Got to get her moved. By gosh, she's going to be moved on Monday. I mean, that's talking about, booting her out of the hospital on Saturday because we didn't agree to rehab right away. But now Monday, Mr. Cordell, Sunday was a holiday. And over at the rehab place, they didn't work on Sunday or Saturday. So it's a little slower. And then there's emergencies, See how they talk down to you?
Yeah.
That pretty much summates anything I would have to say about it. It is what it is. It sounds like government speaking. Is what it reminds me of.
So they considered Sunday a holiday?
Well, that's what they called it. Those people over at the rehab, they didn't know those people work on Sunday. Well, I'm sure they did. Nobody in the office.
Yeah.
Nobody in the office worked Sunday. So I guess all them folks had no office support at all, I guess, on Sunday. I don't know.
Wow.
It's
Well,
less than a 5-minute ride from the hospital. We can't get transportation. I mean, I got the truck ready. Come on.
Load her in the truck.
yeah.
I mean, good
You know,
heavens.
they said she wasn't getting no rehab over the weekend, so if we weren't going to do rehab, there wasn't going to be no rehab there. Well, they did rehab today with her because she's at the hospital all day. So they had her, going down the hall with her walker. Is what it is.
Makes you want, it makes you want to smack somebody, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have about had it with the officials there.
They don't care if you take a day off work or miss time or whatever. They ain't worried about that.
You know, I went to and I'll name the place. It's okay because they probably y'all probably know who I'm talking about when I name it. I went to Dalton ENT one time. I took off work, went, sat in that waiting room 2.5 hours because that's how far back the doctor was.
Yeah.
I got back in that room. He asked, and I was fuming. That was time that I could have been working. That I didn't have to take sick time. He asked me, he said, "How's your day going?" I said, "Well," I said, "I'm a little mad." He said, "Why?" He said, I said, "I've been sitting out in that waiting room 2.5 hours on you." And I said that I could have been at work working and not taking sick time. I said, my hourly rate at work, and I told him what my hourly rate was. I said, "So where do I need to send my bill for my hourly rate?"
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Dang
said,
right.
that I could have been at work.
Wow.
He, oh, I said, because if I'd have been late, you would have charged me a $75 fee for an appointment.
You right, they would.
I said, so maybe your clientele need to start billing y'all for when y'all overbook. I said, quit overbooking. Tell your personnel to quit overbooking you and start spending time with the clients you have and get another doctor in here.
Yeah. Rob, where's our clapping for Barry? Real quick. Yeah. He finally got a rumble.
There you go.
I didn't hear nothing.
All I heard was a doot, 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 doot.
Oh, well, the toy is broke. So, anyway, I get it, and so, I took off and was there from about, it was a little after 8 all the way till I left a little while ago. And
Hi,
so I had to call for Kaylee an appointment today to get her cast off, which I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and give me one. This is the 3rd week, so I said sometime this week we'll fly over there. So Kaylee's asking me, did you get the appointment? When am I get my cast off? So I'm in the hospital. I'm calling them, and they said, well, use the online. So I'm trying to use the online. Oh, but if it's a revisit, like they got to see you, then they have to book it. I don't get that. Like if you're a new patient or if you're going to have surgery, I don't know. You can book it yourself, but if not, you got it. So anyway, I fell in that group where I had to call them. I'm 24 in queue when I got on there. 24 back.
Oh,
So I waited. So I get over there, lady, and lady goes, well, they didn't make you an appointment the last time? I said, no, they told me to be back in 3 weeks. This is the start of the 3rd week. I just need to get the cast off. I'm sure it's good. Let the doctor look at it, blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, well, I've got a 12:30 today. And if you don't take that, well, he's booked all the way into June because he only works 2 days a week. So here I'm at the hospital trying to get wife transported. And I got to make an appointment. So I got my son to help me out. But
Oh,
that's the kind of stuff you deal with.
oh, well, officer should be back. That's a bunch of knuckleheads, is what that is. Absolutely a bunch of knuckleheads.
But we have the cast off. Come on. Come on. At least the arm. No cast.
All right, there you go.
She can do no trampoline. She can do no trampoline for 3 weeks.
Never said I could go skating.
But that was the crapola. It's today or you're just out of luck.
I know why they didn't make us another point.
She got to put her arm back in there so Miss Elizabeth can see it.
Oh, yeah, let me see.
We'll see the arm again.
I'm hungry.
No cast. It's gone.
Yay.
I'm hungry. There's no snacks in there.
Yeah, there's
only Reese's, and I hate
no.
Oreos.
There's some back there.
I hate Oreos.
Okay, well we'll deal with it later. That's a 12-year-old problem.
What's the 12-year-old problem? No Oreos?
She don't like Oreos. She don't like my cake. She don't like the snacks I have. She says she's hungry. I already got her something to eat.
Can you DoorDash me something to eat?
No, I'm not door dashing. It'll be Pawpaw Dash later.
La. Is she a I can't believe she don't like Oreos.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Does she know how? Does she know about them in milk?
She don't really do milk. She just don't do milk.
Oh heavens!
All right, there you go, jealousy.
Oh.
Look at her. Right out of the garden this evening. We got sunflowers.
That would have been what I'm having for supper tonight if I was down there.
You see them green beans and them purple green beans? Yeah.
I just cut the ends off of those and hot to boil.
Well, Miss Elizabeth, I want to hear the real story about Rob. You want to hear the real story? Because I think Uncle Jeb's got the real story.
Sure.
He's talking about garden and flowers and all that. Here's Uncle Jeb with the real story.
Okay, this ought to be interesting.
Hey, it's Uncle Jeb here for the Southern Fried Podcast. And yeah, that Cornbread Nation. I saw Dave's calling himself the Cornbread Man. What does he know about cornbread? I'm older than he is. I've been making cornbread and eating it all my life. Well, you know what? I told you we were going to come back in about a month and tell you about old Rob over there at the, what did he go to? I done forgot where I went. I'm an old man and all that. We went like the commissioners meeting, and he got all fired up trying to get a petition started about his taxes and everything. Well, you know what? They did the reassessment, and Rob, he shows back up. But, them commissioner meetings, they only run, a couple of times a month or once a month or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, he showed up on executive session night. I was hanging around outside, just looking for some scrap metal sales or pickups and stuff and trying to sell some vegetables out of the back of the old truck. Me and Georgia Bubba, having a good time. Well, here come old Rob, He just blown right by me. He said something about grumbling about his assessment. Well, he got in there to the go in and everything, and they said, this is not a regular commission meeting night. He stormed on back there where they was at. I was complaining, throwing papers around, said, hey, you didn't do right on this. It ain't right. I want it right. They said, you're not supposed to be in here. Well, they got to arguing. Well, they just called the law on him. They started dragging him out there. He looked like David Lee Roth from Van Halen video getting drug out, Well, they started dragging him out, and wouldn't you know it? He was wrestling with him a little bit. He was mad. He's wrestling with him and everything. He's kind of a chunky old fella. Well, you know what happened? His pants hit the floor. Me and Georgia Bubba, we fell off the back of the truck. I'm here to tell you his pants hit the floor. And let me tell you, I don't know if you even want to know this, but Rob was going all commando. And you know what? He was just showing the world everything Rob's got. Well, they just cuffed him and stuffed him there and took him on to jail. But I felt sorry for him. I went down and bailed him out. Made sure he had them pants up, though. You know what? We'll try to get you update on this at the next regular commissioners meeting. But now he's got a court date to go on. I'm telling you what, just going to commissioner meetings is the best entertainment in town. Get you some of that, boys.
It's all supposed to be shot. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to shoot the old coot.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh,
would,
that's
you know, it
funny.
never upset me near as much if he hadn't started singing. I see your booty, it's nice and cutie. Across the courthouse, it's a shining. I see your booty. It's awful.
We'll give you one more. I think you'll like this one, Rob. Uncle Jeb again. Just how big a boy are you? I think you'll like this one. Hey, back to the show here. You know, Uncle Jeb, you know, the other day I went down to one of them drive-throughs. You know, you always get ripped off, you know. And you just get sick of it. I mean, you get ripped off. They don't put the stuff in the bag like they're supposed to. Well, you know, the other day they just messed my order all up. I'm not going to name the restaurant, but you know what? I just wanted you to know I called back down there and, you know, that manager, he just got all kind of smart with me, you know, acting like I was trying to rip them off. I know they get a lot of dinglings in there. They're trying to take their money. You know, they're just scammers, bunch of dang scammers. I don't like them. But you know what? I spend my hard-earned money. I mean, you know, I do that scrapping. I'm on Social Security. And Lord knows there ain't much of that going around. I mean, you know what? That's poor people. But, you know, I said, hey, listen now, every dollar, I mean, that means a lot to me. You know, it may not mean a lot to you, big boy. And I said, by the way, just how big a boy are you? You know, well, he didn't like that. You know, I was reminded of that Roy D. Mercer commercial. I heard that a long time ago. I like that, so I thought I'd throw that out there. I said, just how big a boy are you, boy? He got mad. I mean, you know, I thought it was kind of funny, but I thought, since he ain't going to give me no satisfaction here, I'm just going to give him a hard time. So I said, well, you better be a pretty good boy because I'm fixing to come down and whoop your butt, you know. And I just went back and forth. He got mad. He got to cussing, you know. I could hear the workers in the background laughing and snickering and all that. Poor Georgia Bubba, he was down on the floor rolling, you know. And he went rolling in a minute because that old manager, when he said, well, where are you at? I mean, he said, what's your name? I wouldn't ever tell him my name, you know. I just kept on saying, well, it ain't none of your business what my name is. I want satisfaction. How big a boy are you? Well, finally, he said, listen, I'm going to make this right. I don't like you, you old man, you old coot, but I'm going to make it right. But I need a name. I said, well, you know what? You need a name? I said, I'll tell you my name. My name is Georgia Bubba. Ah! Just how big a boy are you?
You know, I don't think I've ever had an encounter like that where somebody wanted my name that I didn't give a name.
Jebediah, come on.
Well, it might have been that or David or Dave or somebody, the other guys we know.
Cook.
Cook. What's your name? Roy Cook. You want to know how big a boy I am? You'll know.
For long, you'll start giving them Steve's name.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I shouldn't have said that.
It's a Celtic blacksmith.
I'm blacksmith. I'm going to have fine forge. Yeah, I'll hammer you down. I got a 55-gallon drum of whoop ass. I'll pour all over you.
Oh, Lord, I shouldn't have said that.
That might be an Uncle Jeb idea right there.
You know, I see. I just had his phone number. Well, you know, if I tell them don't have fine forge, then they can send him messages on there. Hey, I'm the manager from Burger King down here in Colquitt, Georgia.
Poor old Steve. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you know good well I wouldn't pick on poor old Steve.
Let me give you one more. We'll balance and do Georgia Bubba. I've got all these in here from the show. The Jeb and Bubba show. How about Georgia Bubba in Nowhere, Alabama, trying to get some Wi-Fi on the way to leaving the Talladega Super Speedway? I think this is one. I didn't name this one, but I think this is the one. Georgia Bubba here. You know what? I was wanted to tell you also. We were coming back from Talladega, and I couldn't get no signal. I couldn't get no Wi-Fi. You know, when we stopped at a Choke and Puke, and you young kids, you know, you run around with Uncle Jeb, you hear all these terms. But we stopped at a Choke and Puke, and they had a little restaurant, a little store there. And I went in and I asked them. I don't know where we were at down there in nowhere, Alabama. And I went in and I said, "Y'all got any Wi-Fi I can borrow for a minute?" They all just looked at me. I said, "Did I say something wrong? My fly's not undone. What Wi-Fi? Y'all have Wi-Fi? Georgia Bubba, I'm from Georgia. You know what Wi-Fi is?" They all just, "What in the world? Wi-Fi?" One of them says, "What's Wi-Fi? Why you want to find it?" Anyway, I told him I need it for my phone. And boy, I messed up because then I said, well, they said, "Why do you need it for your phone? Just make a call." I said, you don't understand. Georgia Bubba needs to look at, well, I messed up here, Uncle Jack. I know it, I messed up. I said, "I want to look at my TikTok." Oh, my goodness. When you're in nowhere, Alabama, and you go to the Choke and Puke, and you ask them about TikTok and Wi-Fi, they think you're crazy. This is Georgia Bubba giving you some advice. Don't go in a Choke and Puke in nowhere, Alabama. Talk about Wi-Fi or TikTok. They think you're crazy. They'd rather throw me out of the state, Uncle Jeb. It's Georgia Bubba, and I'm out for the Jeb and Bubba show.
You know, I think Georgia Bubba come from way up high in a great big tall tree, family tree that was perfectly straight and didn't have any branches all the way down.
Okay. Here's my question. What's a Choke and Puke?
It's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant.
Oh, okay, what kind?
Well, the kind that you choke and puke at.
It's a greasy spoon.
Yeah, it's a great.
Okay, thank
Have you
you.
ever seen Smoking the Bandit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They talk about Choke and Puke in there.
Yeah.
I stopped up here at this Choke and Puke. Got me and Fred a sandwich.
I'll have to go back and watch it. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's a good Southern
Mm.
term. The choke and puke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
They stopped at a few of them like that, you know, in that movie.
yes, they do.
One of them was where Sheriff Buford T. Justice had that toilet paper he was winding out of the bathroom.
You know,
Spitting all over Burt Reynolds, the bandit, you know.
Hmm.
how much fun do you think Jackie Gleason had making that movie?
Oh, a ton.
I think I heard him say that it was the role of a lifetime for him. That especially at his age at that time, and that he loved it. He absolutely loved it. It was perfect for him. Junior.
That would have been a blast.
Oh, the first thing I'm going to do when I get home, boy, is slap your mama right in the face. Because there ain't no way you came from my loins.
Each of them were absolutely perfect for their roles. Even the bit players were perfect. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
No. And Flash the Wonder Dog was perfect for his role, too. Come on, Flash.
I loved it when oh God, and I see his face, but I cannot think of his name.
Jerry Reese?
Yes. When he tells his wife that he's an assassin. And she's like, "Oh, thank God."
Snowman.
The Snowman.
He absolutely killed it as a truck driver.
Yes.
And the star of the show might have been Fred anyway. I mean, Fred, because everybody loved Fred. And the interaction which is not easy to act with a dog. I mean, you know, to pull that off like that.
Well, you know, He also was on the Bill Dance fishing show. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I think he got mad. Well, he got mad at Dance because he threw his fish back.
Bill Dance threw the fish. He caught a
Yeah.
big old bass, and he said, "Well, what you fish doing that?" I said, "I'm gonna put it in the live well." He said, "No, you got to
Yeah.
throw that back." No, I ain't never caught a fish this big. I'm taking him home. I'm gonna put him on the wall.
Yeah, he got mad.
I think they were all both having a sense of humor about it, but he wasn't about to turn that fish loose.
I don't blame him.
Hmm.
You catch a big one, you're supposed to mount it.
I normally just hang mine on the wall.
See, some of these productions, they come down south, and their representations are so bad, it makes Southerners mad. But there are some who understand the way we are across the South. All kinds of little differences, idiosyncrasies, the way we talk, the way we act. Those actors got that. They absolutely understood that. Some of them have accents that are so bad it's comical. It's horrible.
Yes.
Some of them get it, and they really sell it. That movie was excellent for there was so many different little things in there that even in 1977, when I think when the first one came out, it just was amazing. Truly was amazing. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, you had the image of the truck driver who was making kids left and right, but he's always on the road. Mama's stuck at home trying to, put up with all these kids. The bandit, he's a goof off. That's what he is. He's showy, a flashy guy.
Yeah.
Jerry, you had the sheriff who, yes, it's comedy, but he represents a lot of Southern sheriffs. Well, we've all known a guy like that. Big butt. Let's face it. Everybody's known a sheriff that was, kind of built like that. In fact, we know one right now.
That's what I was thinking. Is there one up there right now?
There's one that's about that size. So,
I wonder if he has a son named Junior.
Just saying, and all the little people they met, it's just they threw in about he thought he was going to get the bandit, but he found the local sheriff down at the little house of prostitution. Well, those things have happened. We've had the crooked, folks and dirty hands and all that. It's just, but they did it with comedy. It was just great, absolutely great.
Even the guys that sent him on the run to get the Coors beer.
Yeah.
The great big guy and the little short guy is his son and my daddy. But yeah, even they were perfect for the role, and they had the accents and everything.
Now, I'd say the weakest part of it for me is actually the beer. Like, wasn't a big deal for Southern guys at that time. And we didn't even, did you know anybody that really liked Coors beer? It was okay. Wasn't nothing to write home about.
Yeah, but you got to figure, they were wanting it just for the challenge.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that these guys were paying all this money to bring in Coors beer. I didn't really sell it for me.
I think I'd rather just had Schlitz and moved on.
But one of the best scenes is when Jerry Reed's trying to leave the note. Because that absolutely happens. Where he don't know how to spell some stuff. But he finally I got to get out of here. And he just, forget it, He's Big Enos. He's trying to figure out how to spell these names. That absolutely kills it for me. I love that. It's just a fact. There's been people that worked their whole life and they never really learned how to spell, but they know how to do a job and do it well. That describes the South in past a lot, and sometimes even still today.
Well, I can't spell worth a flip, but I could prove my point on this. Okay, I spell logically. Okay, Miss Elizabeth, you're a teacher. You teach English, or you teach a little bit of everything, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, spell rope.
Robe.
Rope.
Rope. ROPE.
Spelled dope.
DOPE.
Spelled cope.
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 Cope. COPE.
Spelled soap.
SOAP.
Why?
I know. That's the thing. You know, the English language is the hardest language to learn because, you know, and I've seen it so many places and so many people have said it. You have words that have letters in it that why do you need that letter there?
Yeah.
Silent, but it's like a head scratcher. Like, why is it there?
Pharmacy.
Yes.
Silent P. Who ever heard of that crap? Why not just put an F there? Pharmacy.
Yes.
Or pneumonia.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is really hard.
Possum. Possum. You got a silent O at the beginning of the word possum.
Yes.
Why would you even put it on there? I mean, it's not making a oops.
Phone. Phone.
Yeah.
Phone.
Yeah. See, I spell
PH.
phone. I spell phone FONE. You know,
Why is it PH instead of F?
Yeah. Yeah. And why is it family with an F and it don't have a PH?
Exactly.
If you're going to do it the same way. We'll get by. But don't be mixing it up. Hey, gum, you'll confuse a poor old redneck like me.
Well, think of the people that don't even speak the same language.
Well, we don't speak the same language as the rest of the country. I think I covered that last week on cornbread. When you get down south of the Mason-Dixon line, ain't is a word.
It is.
Use it, live it, love it, say it.
Mm-hmm. I ain't going.
Yeah, we ain't taking no for an answer.
Nope.
Yeah,
Tar man. Coors wasn't legal to move past Texas. I get that angle of it, but they should just made it legal because it wasn't that good. Honestly,
it wasn't like nobody outside of Texas was ever going to buy that crap.
I mean, I remember the first time we got one. It's like, hey, got a Coors.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, never drank it again. Never.
It's that big old bull coming. Yeah, it is now. It didn't used to be though. But ain't is in the dictionary now, especially the ones printed down here in the South. That Southern Webster's.
That's right. Your uncle drank it? Just you?
We talking about Schlitz or Coors?
From the Rocky Mountains. But we got a great movie out of it and great music. East and westbound and down and
Colors. You mean like PBR? Pabst Blue Ribbon? Oh, Coors. Okay, I got you. Sorry.
Oh man, if they'd been hauling back some Pabst or Schlitz or something, all the Bubbas would have just loved that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'd have said too. We was just talking about how hard the English language is to spell and stuff. I'd blame it on spell check too. Well, why couldn't they haul something decent? Like Miller's Genuine Draft. Well, they didn't have it back then. No.
It's, I get the premise, but if it had just been a better beer, but it's a bunch of rich guys. What do they know?
Yeah,
it wasn't like they were good old boys. They, Big Enos, Little Enos, just rich, goofballs. I mean, come on.
Come on, Robert. Be nice.
I thought he said something else.
Rob.
Swear to God, I thought you were talking about Barack and Joe Biden there for a minute.
I saw it go through your mind.
Rob.
Oh, it goes through your mind.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm going to
geez,
let it
man.
go too, Dave. Dave, I was going to let it go. And she done
Dude, you
called me
can't-
out on it and everything.
You can't hide your facial expressions, man. And I saw it go through your brain. Dude, I saw it go through your brain.
Oh,
Mm. I
but
saw
you know, I'm not going to say their names anymore, but you know, the big and the little there, they were funny all the way through the movie too. They played off each other well.
They did. Rob,
Y'all gonna make me turn.
he's
Huh?
off the chain tonight. That did it.
What do you mean I'm off the chain? Oh, I'm turning red over here.
And I'm being Hey,
Yeah, we're being nice.
I'm being a good girl today.
Barry said, I'm still trying to learn this out.
You're doing a good job. We
Yes, sir.
we successfully completed two things. Barry got the Rumble, and we got one of our Rumble channels back up. So I had to do some trickery there a little bit, but we fixed it. Now I know what I'm doing. To try to, I think it's just firewalls and stuff. But we are back in action.
Look, I haven't. So we've had some trolls come on. I don't think we've had any tonight,
No.
but I have a name for them.
For
Besides trolls, hood rats.
What was you talking about? I missed
We've had trolls come on.
Off of
yeah.
one channel.
Oh yeah,
No.
they're idiots. It's the same platform every time.
Yeah. So they're not. I don't call them trolls no more. They're hood rats.
Hood rats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think hood rats will get offended by that. I really do, because they are some scumbags. So, and I mean, we talked about jack legs and jack wagons, and I'll have to add a new category to that just for them, called dipshits. And that's a perfect name for them, because that's what they are. They're coming into somebody else's thing just to mess it up for them and to make it as hard on them as they can.
Oh, listen, I already got a speech prepared for them.
Wait till they start stealing our stuff, Rob, and putting it under their name, like it's their channel.
I already.
That's coming. We're getting bigger. We'll have to fight that battle.
Got a speech prepared for them.
Yeah.
Yes. So you let me know when they come on.
Okay. I'll do it.
I don't care what show it is. If they come on, I'm coming in.
Yeah.
I got it for them.
There you go.
For them.
All right. We'll let you handle it.
I can't stand them.
Well, you just get them in.
Stand them.
Now, hey, Michael, their fingers would pay. What was that? Remember the old Yellow Pages commercial, let your fingers do the walking?
Yes.
We just lost half the country right there. Half the country don't know what the Yellow Pages were.
I know. Ooh, honey.
Speaking of idiots and jacklegs, it's a good segue into the supposed, I say this, not offend anyone, I will say supposed, because I really don't know. They could have all just dressed up, and then I would have to question their legitimacy as a person of faith who stood in front of the ICE gates today, linking hands to deny deportation of those through that gate. Of course, there's all kind of ways to get around that. One, they could arrest them, which should have been. Two is there's a back gate, or three, there's a helicopter. We'll just fly them in, whatever. But everything from rabbis to I don't even know what some of them were, but they're standing in front of the gate like it's a spiritual thing. Defending illegal is now the role of the faith leaders, the border busters.
Right. No, it's not.
Yeah, because it does say in the Bible, obey ye the laws of your land.
Yes. They need to come in legally. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
What a slap in the face to the people that are coming in legally. What a huge slap into their face.
You know, our forefathers had to come in legally. They just didn't come in and, sneak in, cross the borders, and
Immigrate.
sneak in. And, they had to come in legally. And what does that say to everyone else
Mm-hmm.
that comes in and breaks the law? That just says, oh, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you had the
What is-
three Democrats who were fighting with the folks. They should be arrested too.
Yes.
Mhm.
They're saying they may arrest them. These people at the gate want to be arrested too. Well, oblige them. They think they're
Yeah.
modern day martyrs. They're gonna, oh look, I've been arrested. Well, unless you're
Well, our politicians supposed to? They're the ones that make the laws, right?
Mhm.
I say arrest them,
Yeah, absolutely.
lock them up.
Yeah, if that's what they want, give it to them. If they think that's what they're doing is so right, and trampling on everybody else in the country, the ones that are coming in illegally, the ones that have been hurt by the illegals that came out of prisons and asylums and all that kind of stuff, the victims of these guys, the fentanyl pouring into this country, the human trafficking that's involved with it.
Mhm.
If they support all of that, then they need to throw them in jail. Yes, there you go.
I agree.
Same as January 6th.
Well, I would like to see them arrest them and put them down in the same hole that they've got some that they're still holding from January 6th.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Oh, we've got a special place for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna get me on a soapbox. I don't need to be on no soapbox tonight. Ooh. Now,
Well-
David, you had said something about a topic earlier.
Well,
today,
I do have a topic. Well, I may have a topic, but I do want to talk for a few minutes about the tragedy in our town. And I'm sure Miss Elizabeth has driven that stretch of highway where the people died yesterday. And there's going to be more people die if they don't do something with this horrible design that they did there as you cross the state line from Georgia into Tennessee on 75. Now, they've arrested the driver. I didn't know this earlier. They have arrested the truck driver who failed to ever slow down and sent people to their deaths. Thankfully, it was no kids. I thought there was some kids, but they were having to extricate them while the cars were on fire. There were a couple of people who died, and there's some injuries. This guy's been arrested and charged with several things. But it's a miracle this doesn't happen every day. If you've driven that stretch, and for people that don't know, you have 75 that's will soon merge into 24, and also it will continue on with 75. And there's on ramps and off ramps right there too to the town of East Ridge. And if you get, no matter what lane you're in, if you're in the left lane To go left, you got to go right first, all the way across the traffic to get on the overpass that will go over it. If you want to go left and you're in the right, you got to go all the way to the left. And so what happens is people can't make it over. Nobody will let them in, or there's too much traffic. There's always a bottleneck there. The trucks and the cars, they're all just sitting. So cars will stop and trucks in the middle of the interstate. And you get all these crazy, I mean, it's like some kind of a video game where cars and trucks are just constantly going back and forth. And it unfortunately, these people died in a horrible, horrible deaths, burn alive. And TDOT has got to do something about this.
Well, they changed it. The design that was there to begin with, no, it wasn't the best. However, it was way better than what they have now.
Yes.
They just made it worse.
It's one of the worst interchanges I've ever seen in my life. And that's
I don't know what knucklehead in TDOT didn't realize that they were in the South, and we don't understand. You got to go right to go left, and we got to go left to go right.
I don't
understand that. It doesn't compute.
I mean, that was the most stupidest design.
And you have a limited time to make this move.
Yes.
If you know you're coming up on it, you can prepare miles down the road. Unless you're getting on at East Ridge, there is no amount of time. You're right in the middle of the suck as soon as you get on the interstate.
Yes.
You have to merge in across all those lanes of people that are trying to cross over and get where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But travelers, tourists don't know this. And they come up through there and they're thinking, oh, I'll just ride this on around to 24 because that's what it looks like. They don't realize they got to go all the way to the right, which is always slow. It's always a slow go. It's always backed up at rush hour, especially. And it's horrible. Love you, Dog.
Dog Tag says, Dog Tag on the AT says, I don't have that problem on the trail. 2 foot past, lots of traffic jams.
And thanks for reaching out about my wife. I appreciate your kind words, brother. God bless you.
No, actually, we're talking about just right there at Chattanooga.
Give me Atlanta. I'll tell you, I have no problem. As crazy and as busy as Atlanta is, I promise you, I can navigate all of that. Now, there was one time when they had a problem. They've since fixed that. This one is the worst in the region. It's horrible. Horrible. It confuses everybody. Nobody understands it.
I know the first time I went after they've changed it, it was so confusing. And I was needed to go. We were going to Provino's. And I ended up going the wrong way, going 75 instead of 24. And I just went ahead and kept on going, turned around, and it was so much easier just to turn around, to get off at another exit, turn around, and go back the other way.
Yeah, Dog Tag, that's probably the best bet. I mean, it's just that one area there, but it's a mess.
It was carnage Mother's Day, just carnage. There's video out there.
Yeah, mine ended up going because she had been, her dad had surgery at the hospital, and she was going back southbound and saw the accident right after it happened.
Wow.
She saw the fire trucks getting off the interstate in Ringgold, or getting on the interstate in Ringgold, headed that way because they were calling more fire trucks up. And then she said she saw the accident there at the Welcome Center also, southbound.
Yeah. And to Michael's point, even though you do that, you still got people trying to cross your path.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter what lane you're in. They'll run all
Yeah.
over you. They're crossing, and it's you'll go from 60 to nothing in 100
Yes.
yards. And it'll be somebody coming all the way from the left, all the way to the right. And they'll just block the traffic. But this guy never slowed down. I don't know what his deal was. He's jackknifed. In fact, when you see that, and a lot of people, and my understanding is, I want to be fair here. I definitely want to be fair and cautious here. Because everybody's throwing the company under the bus that was on that trailer. To my understanding is the trailers are that company's, the drivers are subcontracted through others. I get it. It still represents their company, but I don't know that the drivers actually drive for them. I think that's what I read somewhere. So I want to be clear with that because a lot of people are trashing a major American company.
Yeah.
Let's not trash the company. It's the guy. The guy did not slow down. They said he never slowed down. He just drove through people, man. Just horrible.
Mm.
But it is. I doubt very seriously they're going to do anything. It takes years because they've spent all this money, and I guess I don't know if there's another phase coming or not, but it takes forever for Tennessee to. I mean, this thing was 25 years in the making. I think.
Yeah.
We're stuck with it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Interstates and knuckleheads are a job. I mean, I think that's the motto in Atlanta. But
And here's the thing. You remember the guy that was going along and the piece of concrete fell off on his car? Remember that? You can't sue.
Yeah.
You can't sue the government. And there's very little money there for these people. They can sue that company, the truck. But
Yeah.
if they said the state is negligent here and they've got themselves protected. They don't get sued like that. There's very little money that can be gathered from the state.
But whoever designed that thing, I mean, or whoever approved that design, there should be some liability there. I mean, because it's stupid. I mean, you don't reward stupidity. Stupidity should be punished, or at least
Okay.
So you have, 3 lanes that become 5 lanes. 5 lanes. 2 of those lanes go off to the right that come back over the interstate that will become 24. The
That
3
go down to 1 lane.
They go down to 1 lane. So it's bottleneck city already. 2 lanes to 1 lane, it's always backed up, and that backup spills on to 75. And for when you're 75, you feel like you should be in the right lanes because you're going to the right. You're veering around. But you got to go left to go right. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely stupid. It messes with your mind. You feel like you're doing something
It
wrong.
does.
It kind of makes you feel like you're on a stupid turnabout. It makes about as much sense as one of those anyway.
Oh, I
That's
like.
what Jeb told me.
Sorry, I like a turnabout.
Uh,
I understand those.
you don't understand those?
I do.
Oh, Uncle Jeb don't.
No,
Sorry,
he
Uncle.
don't.
He got aggravated there. Left his girlfriend standing right in the middle of one when she pissed him off.
Well, that's his problem. Hey, Barry made a comment a while ago that I wanted to touch on. Let me look back here. It was about. He said, "Did you hear about the drug prices
Yes.
potentially coming down?" Yes, Barry, I did. I was listening to that, I think yesterday or maybe early this morning. I did hear about that, and that is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
That will be wonderful for everybody. I do feel like that Trump is working hard on getting that for American citizens, getting those drug prices down. And I feel like that we need to um, get more manufacturing of pharmaceuticals back in the United States,
Amen to that.
because we are too dependent upon a lot of the pharmaceuticals being produced in China, and that is not good for American citizens. Um, it needs to be done here in the United States, because if the supply chain breaks, what does that do for us as American citizens
Yeah.
and people that have to take medications on the daily?
Yeah.
Um, that's not good for people that have to take it on a daily. Um, I have to take, unfortunately, blood pressure medicine, and that's a daily medication. But I also try to take, am trying to get more natural about things and take homeopathic medications so that I can get away from the pharmaceutical medicines. Um, just so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Um, and that's an approach that a lot of people can take nowadays. And if you approach your doctors about that, a lot of doctors are open to that now.
Yeah. I used to take Ozempic for diabetes.
Yeah,
I can't even get it now. It's a
really.
diabetic medication. You can get it for weight loss. It's all went to weight loss. Since they figure out you can lose a little bit of weight taking it, you can't hardly get it.
You are kidding.
No.
So they switched you to something else?
Yeah. Metformin.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the local people could never keep it in. It became the Hollywood diet plan.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
That and cocaine, which has always been their weight loss method.
Yeah,
When their
they
supplier
can
is
keep
out,
it.
they went with Ozempic,
Yeah.
They can keep it.
Chick Bait, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying here. We can't do it, though we need to remake this happen, in my opinion. We pay the most for prescriptions.
Can't do
Yeah,
what?
I'm working on it, sir, but I got to find another that my system will tolerate. The other stuff does not work very well for me. The Ozempic worked fine, but I can't get that now. So I've got to find something else, and I've got to be on metformin until I find that. So, yeah, I've heard a lot of people not happy with metformin. So, it is what it is. It's either that or I can sugar out. But I need to lose about another 30 or 40 pounds. What I need to do. Monjuro. I'll ask him about that. I haven't tried Monjuro yet.
I've used it. I've loved it, but I've got to go to my doctor Friday. At the level I'm at, it is absolutely wiping me out when I take it. It tears my system up. I'm going to have to back off the strength that I have. He upped it too much. And I'm going to have to come back down some.
I'm like you, Rob. I'm confused on what Chick Bait's talking about.
Yeah.
That would help, Barry. I mean, absolutely anything could help.
Yeah.
Massive signage, painting the roads, warnings that you may come to a sudden stop. It's not the time to be putting on your makeup or eating your Big Mac, fighting with the kids, fighting with your wife, turning to texting. It's not that stretch of road is like, it's like one of those survival games or something. Literally, the survival of your life. Good job, Dog Tag.
Yeah.
You go, man.
Ooh,
The all
maybe I
natural
should come off
diet
the
plan.
AT.
Hike 2,200 miles.
Hey, you know that Stephen King movie that's coming out, The Long Walk? I read it as a book years ago. And yeah, you'll be like you're warming up for that.
Rob, maybe you and I need to take a hike on the AT.
Dog Tag, you want to come up after the break?
Hiking. I can't. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh,
No, Tar Man. Have Jardians.
it didn't work too well for me. That's just me.
Dog Tag's
Hey,
going to
Dave.
come up. If we'll send him a link, he's 600 miles in. Let's send him a link, take a break. I need to refill the coffee cup, and we'll hear from Dog Tag on the other side. Let's find out let's find out if he's went all commando yet on the trail.
Oh,
There's
Oh.
there's a naked day coming up. We got to find out if he's went all natural for at least 100 yards.
You need to find out if he's all natural before we have him on the screen. Okay, let's get this in the right order here.
We could do that. We'll be right back, folks. Hey, Southern Fried fans and your Cornbread Nation. Well, yeah, that's right. We're going to advertise for Mammoth Nation. To all proud Americans, we call attention to these thoughts. Are you tired of woke corporations that don't align with your values? I know we are. Look no further than Mammoth Nation, the ultimate destination for patriots like you and me and Rob and everybody else, including old crazy Uncle Jeb, who believe in putting America first. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, we're proud to partner with Mammoth Nation because they share our unwavering commitment to faith, family, and yes, freedom. Just like us, Mammoth Nation believes in the power of the American spirit and the importance of preserving our great nation's heritage. When you join Mammoth Nation, you're not just getting access to amazing discounts on products and services, you're becoming a part of a community that stands against the forces trying to tear our country apart. From supporting veterans and first responders to promoting Christian values, Mammoth Nation is the go-to platform for conservatives who want to make their voices heard. So what are you waiting for? Join the Mammoth Nation movement today and start enjoying exclusive deals from businesses that share your America First values. Together, we can make America great again, one purchase at a time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to support a company that truly cares about our nation's future. Sign up for Mammoth Nation now and experience the difference of a community that puts America first. Use that QR code on the screen, folks, and that will take you right to the website where we also will be helped in your support of these values. We are customers of this great American company. Rob is a monthly supporter, and I am a lifetime member of Mammoth Nation. We're so appreciative of companies like this. Please be a supporter, not just for us, but for America. These companies need our support. We're patriots. Stand together with patriots. Take care, and God bless. Oh, there he is. How are you, man?
Hello, brother. Dave, how's your wife doing? She doing okay?
She's hanging in there, man. It's been a tough few days. We thought she was going to get moved to the rehab today. It'll be tomorrow, I guess. I was with her all day from early this morning until the afternoon. So we had a good time together, but she's, they've got to do some work on her, getting her strength up. She's got some healing to do in her face. She looks like she went, 18 rounds with a Mack truck. I mean, one eye was just bubbled out, swollen shut. She's black and blue and purple from her forehead to her, basically the base of her neck on one side. It's pitiful.
Is she on blood thinners? Is she on blood
Well,
thinners
just
or
the aspirin a day.
the aspirin a day? Yeah, that'll
Aspirin
do
a
it to
day.
you.
So you know what she's dealing with, and they're just trying to get her, work on her voice and stuff that was already going on anyway. So she'll get a few days of specialized rehab. Uh, but she did pretty good today, walking down the hall with a walker. She's getting there. It takes a little while. That was a hard fall, man. I mean, she face planted at a restaurant and knocked her out. My
Wow.
grandkids said, grandma's on the ground. I'm like, my God, I ran and she was breathing and everything normally, but she was out, totally out. So I worked on getting her head supported and just trying to make sure she was still breathing and everything. Told her, be still. Wanted her to just calling her name to, see if she could hear me. And I started asking her questions when she came to. We got 911 called, and that was Wednesday night. So Wednesday would be a week. So that first 24 hours was really rough.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah. But thanks for asking. She's she didn't know where she was at when she came to. I can say that.
So did she trip and fall, or did she
not-
had some kind of syncopal episode?
We're not sure. That's my question. So I told her that the cane is gone. No cane. Got to go to the walker, and no driving for right now. No driving.
Oh, okay.
Got taking the keys. Just hoping that she can, get stronger. And she's doing better. Like I said, she's doing better. I could see a strength in her. She still got that fight. She's stubborn.
Oh yeah.
I'm going home. I'm getting out of here.
Got the southern lady in her, huh? So,
Southern lady. So I had to
no quit.
No quit. I had to talk to her like, okay, let's let's be smart here, and do what's the right thing. And what I did is I used. She didn't like that I used it. But I asked her, what would she say to her sons if they were laying in the bed and the recommendation was to go to rehab? And that hit her pretty hard.
Yeah. Has she seen herself in a mirror?
She did not want to.
Oh,
Well, it was bad.
Then that should be the reason why she needs to stay. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
She finally did look a couple days after, but that first 2 days she said no. Of course, we didn't allow anybody to take pictures of her to put out, but one person, she asked him to take the picture so she could see it. And, it shocked her. Really shocking.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
Michael, I'm going to come get that. I told her about that. Thank you, brother. She'll eventually need that. But right now, we're just going to work on the walker. She's already got all that. So, I appreciate you asking, man. I know you did a lot of EMT and stuff, in your career.
Yeah.
You probably dealt with a lot of people that fell. In fact, the same night at the emergency room, there was somebody there who had fallen, and while I was in the back, because I heard somebody talking about their loved one, they fell to both knees. So not only did they strike their head when they fell, they hurt both their knees when they fell. Then when I was in the back, I heard one of those codes come in like, inbound 15 minutes was another person who had fallen. It was a possible stroke victim that was en route. I forget what code it was, but a lot of trauma. They were already alerting people in the back that they were en route.
Yeah, we usually we called it a code white in Vegas.
Okay.
And when they call it a code white, they knew you were bringing in a stroke victim. So
wow.
So yeah. So it was. But yeah, I just lost a nephew to a massive stroke. He had a stroke and then 2 days ago 2 days after he had the stroke, they were transferring him to a rehab facility and he arrested during the transfer.
Oh man.
So yeah, so
wow.
he's not a young person. He's probably in his 50s. He was, nephew on my wife's side of the family, but it's just one of those things that you definitely don't expect it. So,
well, and I don't think Rob minds us saying. I mean, he said it himself. He's fallen because of the seizures, and there's always that danger. And I think, wasn't it the shower or the tub or the toilet you hit one day, Rob, and it rocked your world?
Yeah, I was actually in the main bathroom. My shower in my bedroom is just a very low step. It's a walk-in. But in the main bathroom, we have like a tub, and I had a seizure in there, and I wound up half in, half out of the tub. When I fell, I landed on the edge of the tub.
And I'll tell you what, I've run a few of those calls in the bathroom when you have somebody who falls in a shower. Trying to get a naked body out of a shower or a bathtub is not an easy process.
No. And see, like sudden changes in temperature and stuff like that can set off a seizure. So like now I have to use a shower chair. I'm here by myself a lot. I use the shower chair. It's just safer that way. So you gotta apply a little bit of common sense to it, but at the same point in time, there are times when you're in a hurry and you jump in the shower, and if it's too hot or too cold, you're fixed to pay for it. But you do it not even thinking about it. That's where I mess up a lot. I do a lot of stuff without thinking about it. Just even though I've been dealing with this for years now, it's still not something that I'm used to. I still don't think about it, but I'm learning.
We just have to sometimes eat our pride, and
Well, it's not even so much pride. I mean, it's just don't think about it. A prime example. I've never had a seizure in the ocean. Never. That's my environment. That's my world. I'm perfectly at peace there. But I don't go by myself. I make sure somebody goes with me, just in case.
Sure.
So here a couple of years ago, before I had my heart attack and everything, we went down to Panama City over St. Andrews, where the dolphins come in. It was me and my ex-wife, my cousin, and her husband. So I see the dolphins coming in. I grab my fins, my mask, and my snorkel, and they're not that far out. What I didn't realize they were moving out, and I didn't realize just how far out I had swam. And I'm on my way back in. The first one I met was Brandon, which is my cousin's husband. And he chewed me out, man. Next time, grab me. Don't you do that no more. The next one I ran into was my cousin. Have you lost your mind? I get back up on the beach. There's my ex of her. I don't even know what you were thinking. Oh, dear Lord, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And they were right, but I just didn't think, I did get out there to see the dolphins, though.
I remember, it's funny, the things that, I don't know what it is, but for me, when emergencies happen, things slow down. I get a clarity. Everybody's sort of freaking out around me. Now later it kind of hits me, the emotional part, but at that moment, it's happened time and time again. I just see things. It's a matter of fact thing. God made me that way. So like, people are freaking out, and I'm okay. I mean, I've got the situation under control. I've got my son making the emergency call. I'm talking, there's a guy say, hey, there's a nurse here. I said, great, come on in. It's fine. He just gave a look, see, like, oh, she's up breathing. Okay. Okay. He went and ate food, okay, well, fine. I didn't need him anyway. I mean, but I was going to let him do his job. He's trained. That's cool. But he didn't even help. But, I did all the things that I felt like I should do from my training. And I'm not a nurse or anything, but I have taken a lot of emergency training. And then in the middle of this, I look up, and she was kind of coming out a little bit. I just told her, be still. I got her comfortable. Help's on the way. Don't worry. Reassured the victim, But I looked at and the owners were great at the restaurant. I mean, they were asking me, do I need any help? Do I need anything? They were bringing me things. She had a lot of blood. I mean, there's a lot of blood when you smash your face. I mean, it's a bloody deal. Yeah. And she bled a lot more even at the hospital. But they gave me like stuff to clean her up with. Don't worry, throw it away. It's all good. But I looked at this guy's face, and this is a telling of where we're at in America. I looked in this guy's face in the middle of this crap. My wife's on the ground, got grandkids standing around and shot, customer. There's all this crap going on. And I look up, and this is, so for some reason, it just slows down for me like this. I look up and I look in the manager's face, and I know exactly what he's thinking. Oh, my God, lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, brother, you're okay. This is not your fault. Relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
You are not going to get sued here. Thank you for your support. I don't know why my brain just works like that, man. It's a crazy thing. But I imagine doing calls like that, man. You have to have that ability for you to slow down the information flow and manage a situation. I mean, you have to be able to do that.
Oh yeah.
You can't panic.
Yeah. Well, some of the toughest calls you have is what you've had, is when you have to work on a family member or a close friend. Those are the tough calls.
Yeah.
Those are definitely tough calls. I'll never forget the day I worked a cardiac arrest in Vegas, and I was so focused on my job that I didn't even realize that the guy I was working on was my kid's pediatrician.
Oh, wow.
And when I got to the hospital and I went to get the name for my report, and they told me the name, and I go, no, I need the name of the patient I just brought in. And they go, that's who you just brought in. And, I was face to face with him, intubating him. And I just, you get so focused on your job. Sometimes you just, you don't even think about who you're working on. It's just your job, so yeah, it's definitely a different,
Miss Elizabeth's like that. She gets so focused on her job, she crop dusts the kids, I mean, just let it fly. Right, Rob? I mean, ain't that what she said?
I mean, hey, the
Only
kids
the
are
bad
terrified.
ones.
The kids
Only
are
the bad
terrified of her. They know if they're bad in her class, what's going to happen?
Only
Yeah.
the bad ones.
Only the bad ones.
Only the bad ones. Just remember, even the bad ones really aren't bad. It's like my 8-year-old son.
Oh,
He's been suspended eight times, I think, this year. But his problem is that he's so far intellectually ahead of his peers, the teachers can't keep him challenged, and so he has a lot of social issues in school. So the bad ones aren't always bad. So.
No, I got a doozy, honey.
Throw stuff at her, hits her, that kind of stuff.
Well, tell us about the trail, man. Tell us what's been going on with you up there in the.
Well, I got to tell you, I heard Rob ask about, of course, June 21st, but Dog Tag saw his first bear on the trail this past week.
Oh,
so yeah. I was up climbing a mountain and came to a big old meadow and was walking, and I started to walk around some trees, and I looked up there and I said, what's this black dog doing on the trail? And then I realized it wasn't a dog, it was a bear. So yeah, it was kind of cool, but he or she had her head down, and as soon as it looked up and saw me, it took off into the woods. I didn't even get time to get my camera out and get a picture. So, but yeah, we've been seeing the presence of the bear here lately. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of rain today. A lot of people, once again in a hostel, and so, they were calling for at least an inch of rain today on the trail. So, but a lot of people came into hostels today to try to avoid the rain, but they're calling for rain the next couple of days. So yeah, I've been telling people, if you don't want to see rain, don't hike around Dog Tag, because you're going to see it when you hike around me. So I pretty much have had rain almost every day on the trail for the last probably 4 or 5 days that I've walked. So, but hey, It's all fun. It's one of those songs I think somebody told me to put on my phone, Singing in the Rain, That's, so, so yeah, but it's been good. This coming week is Trail Days in Damascus, Virginia. So I'll be going there. It's one of the biggest events of the year for AT thru hikers. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this coming week. So I'm going to go to Damascus for a couple days, visit Trail Days. And I was hoping maybe George might come, because I've been trying to talk him into coming for Trail Days. So he might not, but it'll be cool. So
just remember, the Apostle Paul met the Lord on the road to Damascus. So you never know. Well, except for Damascus, but
Yeah. Somebody had mentioned that to me because I've already hiked through Damascus. I'm beyond Damascus on the trail. I think Damascus is at like mile 470. But I'm at 604 or 610, somewhere around there. I think 610 is where I'm at on the trail right now. So, it's all good. I mean, I can't, the greenage is all coming out and, beautiful. Do
you have certain mile markers that, I mean, maybe all hikers do for this through hike? Like it's 2,200 miles. Do y'all do it 500 miles, or is 1,000 like a big celebration, or how does that work?
Well, of course, I try to make a deal out of every 100 that I walk, but I don't know if you saw on my Facebook post, I passed the quarter-way mile marker this past week. So I'm 1/4 done. So I've just got to do it 3 more times and I'll be in Maine. So
there you go.
So, yeah. So, but there's different places on the trail, of course. I'm looking forward to the halfway point because that'll be the half-gallon challenge. You eat a half-gallon of ice cream in an hour, and they give you a wooden spoon as a commemoration of being stupid and eating a half a gallon of ice cream in an hour. So, but I do need to tell you about. I ate the infamous Brushy Mountain Burger the other day. Well, I should say I attempted to eat it. It's an outpost, like a little diner restaurant along the trail. And everybody had been talking about this Brushy Mountain Burger. And I go, I got to get there. Well, the problem is they close at 2:00. And I knew I couldn't get there by 2. So I decided to check up short. I stayed up in the mountains and had a really nice view that night. Then I got up early and somebody had said, hey, they also serve breakfast there. So I had been craving breakfast more than anything else. And so I hiked in and got there. I probably got there about 8:00, and I had biscuits and gravy and eggs and bacon and a piece of apple pie for my breakfast. And of course, that kind of hit the spot. And but I had told myself, well, I want to try this Brushy Mountain Burger. Well, when you see I don't know if Rob has the ability to pull the picture of it because I had it on my Facebook page. But, most Southerners love their fried bologna, but I had never tried to eat a 1-inch slab of fried bologna. It was 1 inch of bologna topped with a hamburger, topped with cheese, topped with lettuce and tomato on a bun.
Wow.
And pretty incredible burger. Wow. So, yeah. So there are some of those iconic things that people eat and do while they're on the trail. And that was one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah. So my gut didn't like it because I had to hang around for a little bit. Because
I was fixing to ask that question.
Yeah. with my UC, it doesn't. Sometimes things don't set too well. So I had to. There you go. There's the Brushy Burger right there.
Wow.
That is not a hamburger. That is a slice of bologna that she deep fries in a vat. And it's got to be at least 1 inch thick. So
It's got a hamburger on top of it.
yeah, it does. It does.
Where I can get one.
So
Thanks for the bet.
so yeah. So but it was a pretty incredible. I don't know if I would do it again. So that everybody asked me, because I only ate half of the brushy burger because I was still full from breakfast. And so everybody asked me, well, did you wrap it up and carry it with you on the trail? And it was like, all I wanted to do was that my stomach stop hurting. But yeah. So other than that, things are going well. I've spent a couple days here at this hostel. I got here the other day. I was going to take a zero here, and it's a relatively it's an older hostel, but it's got new owners, and they've been trying to do some upgrades here. And of course, he came in while I was doing my zero and said, "Hey, would you mind coming and helping us for a few minutes? We need an extra set of hands." Well, it ended up turning into 3 days of work for me here. So, but that's just my nature. I like to do things. They needed extra showers here, so we've been building showers in an outbuilding that they have here. And then in the shower area, he had 2 lights that he couldn't get to work. So I figured it out today. And then yesterday we built him a bear-proof garbage storage. He says that he's been taking his garbage down to the road for the local garbage company to take. And he says every time he does, the bears get a hold of it and spray it all over the road. So he needed something to put it in. So we helped him build a bear-proof garbage storage area down by his road. So, but yeah, it's been interesting. I just enjoy helping others when I can. So, but tomorrow I'm back on the trail. I'm going to do some slack packing in exchange for the work that I did for him. They're going to drive me, up the trail a little ways, and I get to tomorrow. I'll hike from one hostel to a town called Pearisburg, and then they're going to pick me up in Pearisburg, bring me back here to their hostel, and then Wednesday I will hike from the other hostel back to this one. And so I get to some luxury sleeping for the next couple nights after getting off the trail. So, they always say take advantage of every opportunity you can not to have to carry that big pack on your back. So they call it slack pack. They call it slack packing. So I'm going to take a couple of days of slack packing, and then on Thursday I've got a ride coming to get me to take me to Trail Days. So, and then I'm going to spend the weekend at Trail Days and then come back out on Sunday. So yeah, but it's we got the Virginia Triple Crown is ahead of me, relatively close. That's 3 of the more iconic places in Virginia that people like to get to. McAfee Knob is probably the most photographed area or location on the AT. If you see a picture of what people call the AT, it's usually somebody standing out on the edge of McAfee Knob. And then they have the Tinker Cliffs and then Dragon's Tooth. Those are what they call the Virginia Triple Crown, and they're all within a relatively, I think, 20-mile section. And they're pretty neat locations, so I'm looking forward to those. So,
yeah.
But yeah. So, but it's all going well. Like I said, I posted in my earlier that I weighed myself when I came to this hospital, and from the weight I started at on the trail to my current weight, I'm down 50 pounds. So it was funny. I was looking at some old pictures of me, and I can definitely see it in my face. So my face isn't as full as it used to be when I was a lot heavier. So
yeah, we can tell that.
Yeah. Well,
let me make you jealous, sir.
I'm sorry.
Let me make you jealous, sir, Dog Tag.
Okay.
I come out of my garden today. You see that color squash and zucchini?
Yeah, there you go.
Green beans, purple beans, even some flowers.
That looks good. That looks good. I love fresh vegetables. So, but I'd love to talk to you guys longer, but I'm in a bunk room, and the folks are starting to tuck in. It's past hikers midnight. It's 9:30. Night hikers midnight is 9 o'clock. So, but thanks for letting me check in with you guys. And like I said, if you don't want to deal with traffic, come out on the trail walk the trail a little while. So, yeah.
Hey, you guys out there, y'all remember, he's dog tag here is hiking the AT. He's doing it for a reason. Y'all make sure if you can donate to help him. Let me throw that up there real quick before you run off. I got to find my thing here. We put you up there every day, but he's raising awareness for veteran and first responder suicide. He's carrying the dog tags with him for victims to this horrible mess that's going on. You can donate to him with the QR code there. He's asking for a penny a mile. And that'd be about 20. What is it?
$22 because we're losing 22 vets a day for suicide. So that was why I chose the penny a mile.
But if you can't do 22, but you still want to help, anything helps. So y'all hit that QR code. If you know a victim of first responder or veteran suicide, you want to get that information to him so he can make a dog tag for him. You can send it to him or you can send it to us and we will get it to him.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you. Miss Elizabeth, you have a good day. Hope those kids don't torment you. So,
never.
So, all righty. Well, you guys all be safe. You guys all be safe. Yes, ma'am. All righty. Well, we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Very nice. I don't know that I would like that bologna that thick. Like, I could handle a little bit, but that would have ruined that for me. I even deep fried.
No.
I'm a bologna connoisseur. I could eat it. I could eat that.
No,
it was black.
Yeah.
Deep fried. It's supposed to be black.
No. Make that thinner and add some bacon. You got a winner.
Cut it in half.
Yeah. That was too thick.
That's like half a pickled pig foot.
By the way, he's up to $1,526 out of his $22,000 goal.
You can keep the pig's foot, honey.
Yeah, I have no use for that either.
I did send Dave a picture of it from the pig here in Donaldsonville, Georgia.
That's kind of gross.
Hey, y'all just don't know good eating. That's all there is to it. Don't knock it till you try it. My goodness, it's like them pickled sausages that you get at the gas stations. Them ones have been sitting there for like 6 years. Them Tijuana mamas, they're good.
What was it you were saying about my pinto beans and mayo?
I can't do it. I can't do it. I ate some the other day, and I thought about it. That's about as far as I got. I was like, I just can't do that.
Then you just be right on quiet.
I'll try to take a peek.
Keep that little trap shut.
But I've ate mayonnaise, and I've ate pintos.
Just not mixed up.
So you've ate pickles. Have you ever ate pig foot?
No.
Whoa, okay. Where's your sense of adventure here?
I'll pass.
You ever ate ham hocks?
Yeah.
How about you, Dave?
No.
You know what the difference is between a ham hock and a pig foot? About half an inch.
Okay.
Y'all just don't know good eating. So close to it. It's like sauce. It's a good eating right there. Hello, Jake.
You heard me say I've ate ham hocks.
Yeah.
Okay. I cook with ham hocks.
I do too.
Okay, quit giving me a
Yeah.
hard time.
I'm not giving you a hard time.
Yes, you
You ever
are.
ate any sauce?
I don't even know what that is.
Hoghead cheese?
What?
Hoghead cheese?
Mm-mm.
You know what that is?
No.
You need to look it up. Souse.
That's not-
SOUSE.
It's okay.
It's
It
good.
it don't even sound appealing.
Well, no, that's what potatoes sound. Potatoes sound appealing.
If I could just reach through this screen
And pinch my little head. You do
and
it.
flip that head.
Oh, I'm feeling honored tonight. I am.
I can tell, man.
Trying not to. Not real hard, but I am trying not to.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh. Well, I'm glad old dog tag's safe there.
Yeah.
I know. I'm glad he got to see a bear.
Yeah. Sal's is eating everything but the oink. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything. Well, I ain't eating the chitlins. I'm gonna draw the line. I'm not eating chitlins if I can help it.
Mm.
I've known of a couple of people in my life that there's absolutely nothing they won't eat, but that's not me.
It's not me either.
Mm.
I have heard there's two ways to clean chitlins, though. You can either get them creek slung or stump whooped.
Now that would be a. Can you imagine a waitress coming to your table and asking you that?
Do you want your chitlins creek slung or stump whooped? I don't want them.
Disgusting. Wow.
I know that is disgusting.
You either got to sling the crap out of them or whoop the crap out of them. So
I'll pass.
Wow.
I'll just say pass.
yeah, I'm gonna pass on that too if there's any way around it. I'm not gonna say I ain't never gonna do it because times might get hard. You never know.
Have you ever walked in a restaurant and surveyed, never been there before, maybe you're traveling, you kind of take a look and you're like, no, this ain't it, and just get up and leave?
Mm-hmm.
I've done it.
I have too.
Maybe the way it smelled.
I walked in the door and I'm like, oh no, turn around and walk out. Yes.
I have been out before and gone to the restroom and then just leave the restaurant. Because if the restroom's that bad, how bad is the rest of the restaurant?
Yes.
Oh. There's some things this old boy ain't gonna do, and that's one of them. If the bathroom's nasty, the rest of the place is nasty.
I've stopped at buffets before, went to the buffet, and I told my wife, I'm like, we're getting out of here. This horse is not coming up to this trough and eating. There's no way. Stuff looked like it'd been there for 3 days, you know.
I'm really not a big buffet eater.
Oh, I am.
Because let me tell you why. I mean, I used to be, but I've really changed my aspect on eating on a buffet. Because
hey there, cook.
You really don't know how long the food has been there, how long it's been cooked,
right,
and how many people have touched those tongs. If they've coughed over it, if they have, I mean, if they cough into their hand, then touch the tongs. You just don't know.
They're
You
up there walking
just
around a
don't
thing,
know.
hacking and coughing,
Yes.
Now,
snot rolling out of their nose.
let me throw this out there.
Oh, I can't do it.
Here in Colquitt, there is a Chinese buffet, and it's good. It's one of the best tasting buffets I've ever been to.
Okay.
They cook very small portions at a time, so it doesn't sit out there long. If it don't sell, they ain't cooking it. I mean, like the green beans, the sweet sour chicken, stuff like that. She's always hollering back, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. They'll swap the spoons out. I mean, and it's clean. Hey, and it's fresh. Dude, and it's good. You could taste the difference in it. You know, I actually, but yeah, they do good there. The Hong Kong buffet here in Colquitt, Georgia. Go by and try them out.
Is that the way you say it every time?
Oh, yes. You have to put on your radio announcer voice. Come to the Hong Kong buffet here in Colquitt, Georgia. You won't be sorry you did.
This lady told me today I met, I told you, with a theater group. She said, you have a great voice for it, for radio or whatever, podcasting. So I'm like, I don't know, but old and Southern, I guess.
Yeah, you got a great voice for it.
Don't say nothing else.
I can't believe that you think I would even, Dave.
You would. And we both know you would.
When? When have I ever?
All the doggone time. Dude, you as shady as a shade tree.
Well, I hope so.
But you can't call him Slim Shady.
Let me tell you something. Pull my britches up here. Y'all look at this. Compared to where I used to be, I'm awfully slim. I still got ways to go. But you can't call me slim now.
You doing fabulous, honey.
That's right.
You're doing good.
If it wasn't for all this hair on my head, I probably would have lost another 20 pounds.
Really, I was thinking of your head. It's if your head could be smaller, that's the problem. It's not the body. It's the head. I mean,
I can't even look at you right now.
Cook, how's your mama? I miss you, brother. He's crew, but we haven't been together in months here in the studio.
Yeah.
Got to get him back. Got to get mama better. You got to get back.
That's right. Well, he'll go ahead and do some puppet show now. So,
by the way, my wife, she don't watch every show, but she does tune in and she'll look at different things. My wife has always loved puppets, and she absolutely loves. I could play a video of it. Doesn't matter which one, although I think her favorite is Uncle Jim, and she could just hear it and she will start laughing. I mean, she's the best audience. She loves Uncle Jim and Georgia Bubba. We was at because she's always, ever since we've been together, football game, she sees the mascot, she's all over that. Forget the players. She wants to see the mascot. We were at Red Robin one time for my son's birthday, Jeremy. And we talk about this all the time. It's me, my wife, him, and my sister. And some employee comes out of it. They weren't busy. Maybe they're trying to drum up business. I don't know. Usually pretty busy, but The Red Robin comes out of the back, comes flopping across the floor, and my wife goes, "Hey, Red Robin!" And my son's face just turned red instantly, you know. So here comes Red Robin over there, and he's rubbing my son's head like he's for good luck or something.
Oh my gosh.
And we were just rolling. And Jeremy gets all embarrassed anyway. His whole face was red. My wife about laughed herself silly at Red Robin rubbing his head. But she loves that kind of stuff. We see him on the side of the road. She's ready to pull in and talk to him. She loves that kind of thing. The mascots, puppets,
You
whatever.
should take her to Disney.
Yeah, she would love that.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
we've
She
never
would love
been.
Disney.
Oh, y'all need to load up, take Kaylee to Disney. Oh, you can do live from Disneyland. I would pay money for you to get an interview with Mickey Mouse here on the show.
You better pay a lot of money
So-
because we don't have the money to go to Disney.
So
Disney is too
listen,
expensive for us.
so
We're
listen.
more like a Denny's trip than we are a Disney trip.
Dude, you'd be more apt to go find some crackhead out there in Chattanooga and slap some Mickey Mouse ears on him. Say hi to Rob. Try to sound like Mickey Mouse too.
Y'all know I'm going on vacation in June. I am going to I'm leaving on the
Jet plane. I'm leaving on a jet.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. Yes, I am. I'm flying to Vancouver.
Oh, enemy
I
territory.
am.
The 51st state.
I'm flying to Vancouver on June the 8th. And I get on the cruise ship on the 10th of June. So I'll have to get on one of the podcasts while I'm on my cruise
Definitely.
ship.
If I was going to do a
Yeah.
cruise, it would be that cruise. I just have a question.
Mhm.
Is there any chance you get trapped in Canada? They don't let you cross back in. The Canadians hold you hostage. Bring the tariffs down. We got Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, you remember years ago, Cheech Marin was in a movie called I Was Born in East LA where he went to Mexico and they wouldn't let him back in.
Yeah.
And I made that song, you know, I was born in East LA. We're going. I was born in East Georgia.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Listen, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'll have to send you some. I'll have to email you some of the pictures, Rob, so that you
Okay.
can put them up, like
We
from
good.
Vancouver. Because Vancouver has a steam clock, and it's really interesting.
A steam clock.
Mm-hmm. The very first steam clock ever made.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, speaking of clocks, real quick, before we have time, I seen this thing today on a video. Country boy, he had to be South Georgia. My gosh, but he's called the fisherman's clock. You ever seen this, Rob?
no.
The jar, the mason jar, with water up so high, they put a little red dye in there. You take the Coke bottle, you go on top of the mason jar, and when the barometric pressure gets so much, it tells you when you should fish or not. Have you seen that?
No.
He said his grandpappy did it, and he swears by it.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you the correct way to tell if it's time to catch fish here in South Georgia. Okay? You stick your hand in the water. Okay? When you pull it out, if it's wet, it's time to fish.
He says if you go at the wrong time, you ain't catching nothing. That's what he
He's
said.
stupid. He's stupid.
I need to
biting
find that
They
video.
bite somewhere.
I got
Huh?
to find that video.
Please do. I would love to see it.
I thought I had linked it. If I have, I'll send it to Rob. He can pull it up. I really think I thought I linked that thing, but I don't know what I did with it. But I was like, wow, check that out.
Oh. My goodness.
There's also the video of the Macron and the German chancellor. The reporters actually show up in the room. They don't know they're coming in. And one of them hides the cocaine spoon while the other one hides the cocaine. That video's out there too. I've seen it. They're looking all shocked. They've been getting them a little bump.
Well, one's running Canada and the other one's running Germany. They need it. Oh. Sure enough ain't gonna hurt either one of theirs intellect. That wasn't very nice, was it? That wasn't very nice. I'm sorry, y'all.
I didn't say nothing.
Mm.
I've never met
them two
them,
so
so I
dumb.
can
They
speak
make
on their
Nancy
intellect.
Pelosi look smart.
What?
Huh? I said they're so dumb. They make Nancy Pelosi look smart.
Well, I said I can't. I've never met either one of them, so I can't speak on their intellect.
Hmm. Ugh. I ain't never met Maxine Waters, but I've seen pictures, and I know. I ain't gonna say she's ugly or nothing because that just wouldn't be nice. But I do believe she fell out the top of the ugly tree and hit at least 3/4 of the branches on the way down.
Oh.
And I do know one other thing. She does have the hots for Steve's.
It's okay. Steve's got the hots for AOC.
Yeah, he's gonna fix AOC, but Maxine Waters is gonna fix him.
That's scary.
If he was on right now, he'd tell me to shut my pie hole.
Ooh.
He told me that the other day when I was talking about that.
That's sickening.
Well, I agree, but he seems kind of excited about it. Well, what do you expect somebody that plays with an easy bake oven?
I'm glad you said it this time, not me.
Oh. Oh,
so how many days you got, Miss Elizabeth? 8?
No.
Well, listen, tomorrow is my award ceremony, and we have a what? Oh shoot, my mind just went blank because I got excited. A QR code, and if the parents decide that they don't want to send their kids back after the awards ceremony, all they got to do is scan that little QR code and fill out the form, and they don't have to come back. Pray that a lot of them do that. Please, y'all, pray that a lot of them do that.
All right, I'm gonna pray that all of them do it, but one.
No, because see, the one that won't do it will be my horror child.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I ain't gonna pray for him. He needs to spend some time around you. You could probably straighten him on out.
I don't look good in orange, Rob. And I cannot be Big Bertha's bitch. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm 52 years old, Rob. I am beyond that point.
Okay.
And I don't fly that way.
Okay, I got you.
I don't fly that way.
You just blow chickmate's mind.
Orange is not my color.
I was just thinking, if you crop dusted a few times a day, that might, if you prepared properly, boiled eggs and toes and
no. He needs to be the one to stay home.
Okay. Okay.
I'll keep the rest. I'll keep the rest, but he needs to be the one to stay home.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Who's going to stay home with him? Which one of his parents?
He's only got his mama. She don't work as it is.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
bless your heart.
She's only 35 years old.
She's also lying.
What?
She's more than 35.
Why you say she's more than 35?
Because she's told me her age before.
Oh.
Don't be saying that, chick bait.
Yeah,
and don't be lying. It's a sin.
Yeah, I'm only 39.
Don't be lying, Rob. It's a sin.
I can't be but 39.
And that little thing you gonna smoke downstairs is getting bigger.
Look here, my mom told me she
No.
wouldn't have a son
No.
older than she was.
No. Quit
Hi,
lying. Quit
look,
lying.
Mama said.
Quit lying.
Mama said
Quit lying.
she'd be darned if
You
she
know,
was going
every
to have a
time
son
you
older
lie,
than
you
she was.
wiener shrinks.
Well, that explains a lot.
Listen, on a serious note, my nephew and his wife, she was driving and Friday night or Friday evening. They had their little girl, their youngest. She's 5. He's a pastor up in Maryville, Tennessee. They were headed home, and Brittany was driving. She passed out behind the wheel.
Oh.
They don't know why, and they're running tests to figure out. But if y'all could say a prayer for them, they're still pretty banged up, and
Wow.
they had a little friend of their daughter's in the car with them, and but yeah, they're I hope it shrank into a vagina. I mean, come on, chick bait.
She said she hopes you became an innie instead of an outie.
But yeah, she it totaled their car, and
that's horrible.
But yeah. I mean, if you saw the vehicle, you would be surprised anybody walked away. God's hand was in it.
Wow.
Amen.
It truly was.
It's a horrible thing. You know.
It is.
The roadways are very dangerous.
Yes.
They are. Well, we about made it all the way through a Monday night.
You mean it's not Friday yet?
I wish it was. Oh, and I only have till next Wednesday with the kids, regardless if they come or not.
Ah.
So you only got 4, 5, 6 to wake up. 6 days and a wake up, and you got it whooped.
How long is it going to take you to pack up all that stuff for the classroom?
She's going to throw a match at it. Say, see ya.
Donations.
See ya.
She's going to throw a match at it. That's how long it's going to take her to pack it up.
And then I'm done. Got to work that Thursday and Friday. And then we get a long weekend. Then I got to go back for 3 days. Crazy.
Oh.
Did you get to walk out of the prison? The Shawshank moment. Do they give you a suit of? Yeah, do they give you a suit of clothes? Do you have to crawl through the sewer? The bar soap dragging behind you, you know? Freedom.
Do they give me a bus ticket or something?
Yeah, bus ticket.
Or,
Yeah.
You get a
You
job down
know.
at the Choke and Puke, you know? Check in with your probation officer.
And the bad thing is that problem child's going to be the one that grows up to be a probation officer.
No, honey, he'll probably.
As a matter of fact, Chick Bates, you did.
I did.
And she laughed.
I did.
So,
And listen, and as bad as I hate to say it because of his attitude and his temper, hell, jail, or dead.
Wow.
It's that bad. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad y'all went to church.
Yes. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Oh.
Good
All
for
right.
y'all. It's been
Yes.
good, folks.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Enjoy the rest of your Monday night.
Yes. Or get to bed and get some rest to get ready for tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And get through it. Come on, y'all can do it. We're not that far away from the weekend. Now, remember, not this weekend, but the next weekend, I'm going to try to come on I'll definitely be on Monday morning from the Redneck Riviera. And I'll try to pop in a time or two. Come on, I'm down there.
Just don't do it in the old man trunks.
Hey, you didn't check to see if Dog Tag was commando. Don't you worry about my old man swimming trunk.
Neck up, baby. Just the neck up.
Right.
Well, as far as you know, I might be wearing my old man swim trunks right now.
I don't care. As long as I don't have to see it, it don't matter to
Let
me.
me see. Let me get up so you can see them.
Nobody should be forced to see that.
Yeah.
I think that's abuse, you know.
Hey, nobody logged off, and I think 6 more just popped in. Oh, maybe I should have mentioned
There's some things that only your wife or your dear mama should ever see. You know, they kind of have to, but other than
Well,
that,
if you're in the hospital, there's some things your nurse might have to see.
well, they're paid. I don't feel sorry
He
for them.
flashed everybody, remember?
They're paid.
I did. I mean, they'd already seen it. I mean, why was I worried about it? They saw it again.
Just
And
don't
they told me I had to walk so far before I'd let me leave. So I had to go walk. I was ready to leave.
Just don't have any more David Lee Roth moments at commissioners' meetings, being drug out.
Well, maybe I shouldn't ought to be bothering me then. Executive meetings. And look, I have lost weight, so sometimes it's kind of hard to keep them britches up. I tightened the belt up. I done poked new holes in my belt, so,
Go get a smaller size.
Miss Jen's going to Florida. Monday. Next Monday.
Next Monday? I'm not going to be there next Monday. It's the Monday after.
I think she's talking about herself. It doesn't have to do with you.
Okay.
She's just happy she's going.
Yes, Barry.
Yes.
I have been to Lake Winnepesaukah.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
I quit going when they let it get out of control. They've kind of pulled it back into control, but I just haven't been back.
That
Did you hear about the McDonald's real quick? Did you hear about the McDonald's that's down the road from a school? I'm trying to think of where this was at. They've had to make a rule. You got to be at least 21 years old to dine in or have a chaperone, because the kids are coming in there off the chain, and regular customers couldn't enjoy their meals. So you got to show ID at the door if you want to dine in. That's pretty sad that many kids are causing that much disruption at a local establishment. That's horrible.
But I can see it.
I can see it.
No, chick bait. I was taking Ozempic for a while for my diabetes, and it was working really well. And then they changed over to a weight loss thing, and now I can't hardly get it. So I've had to switch over to something else. So, all right, everybody, y'all have a great Monday. Get through this day.
Monday.
We're glad y'all made it through. It's done. We've had our mama said for this week. And mama said I'm looking good. And Dave's got the perfect face for radio. And well, that's not exactly what she said. She made me stop before I said it, though. So, all right, yeah. Of course, I can't say much. So,
I think we've all got the perfect face for radio.
That's why I have to wear my old man bikini swim trunks so I can show off my finest quality.
Is Chick Bait saying you have an Ozempic face? Is that what she was saying?
No, she was. Well, yeah, you're right. Good night, Lewis. Good night, Chick Bait, Judith. Everybody, we thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great, wonderful week. We'll go give you all a great big salute. Miss
Have
Elizabeth,
a great week,
for
y'all.
joining in with us again tonight. We do appreciate it. And we will see you. Well, Dave, we'll probably see you tomorrow at some point. And I will see you bright and squirrely Wednesday morning along with Dave for the Wednesday morning show. Hey, y'all have a great evening. Thank you. Like, follow, and subscribe. Don't forget Patriot Mobile. Use that promo code Cornbread. It's just our Patriot Mobile phone service. You'll be glad you did. All right. Salute, guys. Good night.
Mama said there would be days like this when Dave and Rob start to show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game. And what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFB studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music. Because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack. Mama said